Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. We got a lot going on today. Ross is going to work on the Volvo a little bit. I'm going to prepare the Subaru for my 5,000 mile journey to Florida and back and get it ready for some fairly continuous, almost non-stop driving. I'm trying to break a record. My last record's 47 hours. So, yeah, 5,000 miles, 47 hours. By doing that, or how we're going to do that, we're going to add an external fuel cell to the Subaru. So that's going to be cool. Ross has got his motor all the way in, and we hacked up that trans tunnel like we showed last time. However, he has to pull it back out for like numerous reasons, but he just got his water pump on, so that's winning.
Intake manifold and throttle body are on.
Yep, all that's on.
But all of it's got to come back out because we got to pull the engine and trans out. Eventually, we're gonna make the mount first.
Yeah, we're gonna do
get
some
everything
stuff
squared
first,
and then pull it all back out.
I don't think we should take it out right this second.
No, I'm not taking it out.
Yeah,
No,
we're gonna get the trans mount made. We're gonna work on that while I'm working on the Subaru and its external fuel system. And oh, and if you guys haven't seen yet, I'm sure Braden will come out with it soon. We went on an excursion.
Oh yeah. It's running because if we turn it off, it doesn't turn back on.
Yeah, do you want to give him the scoop on that?
Oh, like all of it?
I mean, just like the good part.
Oh.
We bought a shitty Volvo.
Yeah, we bought a Volvo for $400.
And then we got to shred it on the way back.
Well, yeah. And
like,
I missed most of the filming opportunities because the camera filled up with memory.
And my phone was completely dead, so we missed out on a bunch of good stuff.
You guys missed out.
Yeah, yeah, we had a riot. You guys missed out.
Yeah.
Braden got some good footage, so I'm sure we'll get that going eventually. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Plan for this is I got this fuel cell from Ross, 27 gallons. 28 gallons. It's going to extend my range to 880 miles on the Subaru, which we found out today actually has a 16-gallon tank and not a 10-gallon tank like I originally thought. Because the gas gauge is way off. Way off. I was wondering why I was filling it up so often. But anyway, we're going to make some mounts for this bad boy. And I'm going to run the line to the filler neck. And it's got a low pressure, high volume pump on it.
We got to make sure that works. Yeah,
we got to check and see if the pump works. But either way, we can get that going. And then we're going to feed that into the filler neck on the Subaru. That way I don't have to stop. I'm gonna break some records this time. What was that lady that flew across the U.S.?
Or flew across the ocean.
Yeah.
Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart, look the fuck out.
I think that's her name.
She doesn't know what hit her. She never did 5,000 miles in a Subaru.
No, not even close.
Oh, we went and got oil for it too.
Yeah, but he's actually gonna change the oil.
I'm gonna change the oil in it. we got diesel oil for it though.
And we thought it was gonna be like empty of oil because he hasn't changed it.
I haven't checked it.
Full.
I put 1 quart in it like 8,000 miles ago, and it's still good. Oh, the death cart froze over real bad.
Hopefully it didn't crack the block. We don't think so.
I don't think it did.
But
see,
it fired up and ran. I mean, it blew the water pump seals. But
it totally blew the water pump seals, 100%. Because it's just dripping out the back of the pump, but oh well. All right, well, let's get some work done.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm looking at this fuel cell, and we have this piece of tube from Brennan's bug project, and it literally fits that fuel cell almost perfect. Now, we had this kind of off, you know, like, whoa, there's my finger. We had it off at an angle, and that was because the bug had an angle built into it. But I'm gonna use this gigantic 7-inch cutoff wheel and zip those off That way I have a fresh starting point, and then I'm gonna replate it flat because that'll fit the Subaru rear end a little better. Ross is on a manhunt for hardware, and he went into the torture bin for his hardware. Oh, I found that mount the other day. Those motor mounts I was talking about. Did I tell you about that? This is those motor mounts I used to make.
Oh.
And as you can see, the tube failed at 26 tons of pressure. But that's what I used to sell. That's what I started off making, these motor mounts. Everybody hated them. So.
Why?
Because people that love solid motor mounts loved them, but people who hate solid motor mounts just gave me endless amounts of shit. So it's just, yeah.
It's a solid motor mount. What'd you expect?
Yeah. It rides like shit. No duh. Anyway, let's get back to work. I'm going to zip these off and then we'll keep going. Got that cut off. Just got some rough measurements and kind of fucking eyeballed it. While we were at D&B, we picked up this new kind of flapper disc, and I haven't seen them there before. I'm sure they've made them before, but I have never seen them. They're 27 grit, and I mean the only ones I've ever seen are 40. So 27. I'm always looking for a more savage flapper disc, so this is right up my alley. I'm gonna use it to flush up this joint that I probably shouldn't have ever made before, but this is gonna work out just fine for us. So flapper disc this thing, and then I'm probably gonna TIG weld this and cut up some plate and then TIG weld that. What do you think, Ross? Did you find a bolt?
I found one.
One bolt.
And it works, but finding another one just like this is gonna be a pain. But
Yeah, and the torture device?
yeah, this is where you get AIDS.
Yeah, that box is full of AIDS. AIDS box. All right, let's try this bad boy out. Alright, so I got all these plates cut and drilled and then prepped. I still need some surface prep. I don't know if you guys saw what I did there is I tacked all of them together so that when I drilled them, they didn't all move because they were all uneven. And then when we got done drilling them, put them all in the vise and flushed them all up so they're all pretty much exactly the same. At least way good enough for what I'm doing. First impressions of the 27 grit flapper. Big thumbs up. That thing does some work. That's pretty life-changing. Way more aggressive than the 27 or the the 40 grit. Next plan of action, put these bolts in here that I have, cut them down and then weld them to the plate. Alright guys, pretty big update. I'm sorry I didn't film the stuff in between, but my phone died, so yeah. Ross went home, brought his Volvo background back. We had this tube, I'm pretty sure you guys saw it in the last shot, but this is from Brennan's bug project, and we ended up remaking this tube, but I don't want to waste the material, and it's going to work out perfect for what I need, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. Basically I took that hoop and I finish welded the joints that were all left unwelded, and then I TIG welded this to this plate, and then I MIG welded the backing plate to the bumper. The bolts are pretty long bolts that got cut down and then welded on the backside of the backing plate, so then they essentially became large studs. Some of this stuff MIG welded out fine, other parts MIG welded out like shit, probably because there's a whole bunch of paint on the back. But this is why I wanted to give you guys the update. Do you see that? When I pull down on it, kind of pulls in the center there, and I may have made this plate just too thin for how much load we're going to be putting on there with that fuel cell. Now, I mean, there's going to be quite a bit of weight in that fuel cell. That thing weighs, you got to think 27 or 28 times 6.4 or whatever, 6.5. You do the math, that's quite a bit of weight. So this was just kind of get us a good starting point. I mean, 4 half-inch bolts are pretty gnarly, but the plate isn't beefy enough. So I'm not only going to do that, I'm going to try and figure out a way to reinforce it. And I kind of want to make this thing look cool too. You know, I don't want it to just be functional. I want it to kind of look neat. And I have some extra DOM, so I'm pretty stoked. I'm going to try and like maybe add some stuff, maybe add a luggage rack of some sort, maybe add I don't know, I might add a couple things, you know. I'm gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do for a fuel pump, because obviously we found out that this wasn't actually the fuel pump, it was a fuel ascender. I'll tell you how much fuel is in there. This isn't gonna be here, this return, and this is gonna be our pressure, but we got to figure out how we're going to do that first. It's going to be a little interesting. And then the filler neck obviously doesn't need to be that long. We got to figure out a capping situation for that. I might make a quick cap. I don't know. I got to look around and see what I got. So yeah, that's the update. I'm going to let my phone charge a little bit more, and then I'll take some time-lapse footage, and once I figure out what I'm actually going to finish up on this.